If you look very closely, you can see a rabbit. Isn't he cute? He's been chilling with us for a minute. Hello there.
Huh.
Hey. So where are we going?
We're gonna go do our taxes while I'm off of one of my jobs now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
After that, gotta go to Target and get prescriptions.
Yeah.
And hopefully chill for a little bit more before going to work.
Yeah. Cool. Drive on, driver. Do something about this. I'm so stressed out. We just wanted to get our taxes done. And the marketplace just ripped us a new one.
We're not gonna tell you how much we owe,
I hate
but
them.
do know that she is reaching for douchey de leche because today has been a douchey day. Granted, it's dolce de leche, but still.
I'm stress eating. This is stress eating. Like,
Any chocolate sauce or anything? No, don't do it. Don't do it. No. What do you do? Ow.
hey everybody, it's Chubby Curl again. And I'm back. I am black. Right on. And back to do another talking vlog. So today for my VEDA, I decided to talk about the time that I was called colored. Yeah, this was only 4 years ago. A white woman called me colored. I know, right? So, now when this happened, it wasn't like I was completely oblivious to racism. I definitely wasn't. My parents, at one point had joined the Black Panther movement, and my library in my parents' house is basically all about black, the black existence, the black movement, about black power movement, everything. My parents' library is just littered with that stuff, and basically about being woke and staying knowledgeable. My parents explained to me as a very young child that people, not everybody is going to treat you equally. That was basically explained to me as young as 5, when a little boy said, "I don't like chocolate people." To me, and I'm like, "What? I'm not chocolate? What?" All that stuff had to be explained to me very early on. My parents also explained to me that, you judge people based on how they treat you. And that's how I live my life. I judge people based on how they treat me. If they treat me nice, I like them. If they treat me mean, then basically I know they're jerks and they probably have issues of their own that they're basically taking out on you, which is a lot of problems with bullying and racism. It's a lot of just inner issues that people take out on other people. So I wasn't completely oblivious to racism and completely oblivious to the things that our people have been through. Well, not our people, because it might not be everybody might not be watching this that's black, but the things that black people have gone through. I wasn't completely oblivious. I went to a high school that was in a predominantly white neighborhood that did not want black kids going there, so we were spit on regularly, called the N-word. I have been called the N-word so much and spit on and told to go back to Africa. I've never been to Africa so much. So by the time when I got married, I was like 31. By the time, I think it was like 31. Yeah. By the time this incident happened, basically, I wasn't like, new to this. But it still took me back. It took me aback. So, let me just get to the story. So, just before my wedding, it wasn't even like right before my wedding. It was like at least 5 months maybe before my wedding. 2 of my bridesmaids was really pressuring me into doing one of those wraps that help you lose weight. Now, one of the reasons why they wanted me to do it was because I was actually currently trying to lose weight for the wedding. I had lost 40 pounds for the wedding, and I was working out steadily, going to the gym at least 5 days a week when I was off from work. And I was, I was on Weight Watchers, I was dieting, I was watching my portion sizes and everything like that. These were, they were my bridesmaids, but they also were kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for here? They were the type of friends that didn't help your situation. Like, we would go out to Giordano's and get deep dish, and I would eat one slice, and they'd be like, no, eat 2 or 3 slices. That ain't gonna make you fat. And yes, it will make you fat. Because that stuff sticks to your body. Eat. You have to eat the serving sizes. So they were the type of friends that was always telling me that I didn't need to like watch my portion control to lose weight, that I could just lose weight, just walking around the house, stuff like that. Those said to me, and I was just like, that sounds stupid. So they were like, you have to do these wraps with us because you'll lose 10 pounds just by wrapping these medicated wraps around your stomach, and all you have to do is just hang around the house and watch TV. In my head, I was like, that sounds unhealthy. And also, I didn't believe it. So one of my friends kept begging me to do it, one of my bridesmaids, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to spend money on something like that. I just wanted to lose weight the way I wanted to. But then she called me one day to inform me, well, I set us all up for an appointment for the rap lady at my house, and I paid for you, so you're coming. I hate it when people do that crap to me. If I say no, I mean no. Don't do that. If I say no, it's no. So now, then she was like, so if you don't show up, now I lost out on $25. And I was just like, now I got to pay you $25. I was going to use something for my wedding, for something I don't even want. But anyway, that's besides the point. And I was so ticked off with that. So I decided, okay, so to help her, I'll pay her back her $25 and I'll go to this thing since she already made the appointment. And the woman comes and she has all this stuff. She wraps the wraps around me and my 2 bridesmaids' stomachs at my friend's house, and they did her sister, and I think her mother, and they were showing us all the products that they have for the company. They have pills that help you that were made of vegetables. They had a thing that put in your pee that'll tell you if you're like very acidic or if you basically need to get your body in check. Basically if you're consuming the wrong things, and even if you're trying to be healthy, you might still be consuming the wrong things. So she was talking about all that. Then this is when the situation happened. She had these pads that you would put on your body for a certain amount of time to get rid of stretch marks. And she was demonstrating them to us, and she was like, you can get rid of stretch marks on your stomach and your thighs and on your arms and all the different spots. And I was like, oh, really? And I was kind of interested in that because I'm about to get married and I wanted to look nice on my honeymoon in a bathing suit. And I was like, I do have some stretch marks on my hips. Maybe I'll check into that. And I was like, how much is that product? And I would like to try a sample of it. And she was going to try a sample out on somebody. And then she looks at me and my friend says, oh, well, you know what? I'm not sure if they'll work on you because I don't know if they work on colored girls. What year is this? That was my reaction. Like, what? Did she just call me colored? And when I get mad, I get quiet. Like earlier today when we were meeting with the tax lady and I was getting mad about what the marketplace basically did to cost us to owe so much money, I got really quiet. My husband knows when I'm mad, I get really quiet because I'm trying not to scream and go off. I got really quiet. And I'm thinking in my head, did I just hear her call me colored? Did I just hear her call us colored? And I look around the room. And my one friend, she's half black and half white. So I look at her first and I think, well, maybe it just went over her head. Maybe she didn't notice that. But she's still half black, even though she's a lot fairer than I am. Like a lot fairer than I am. Maybe maybe she's heard that word before from other family members. Maybe it just didn't process in her head that this woman just called us colored. And I just looked at her and I could see on her face nothing was really registering. And I was just looking around the room for help, like with this situation. So then I looked at my other friend and nothing was registering. I look at her sister, her mother, nothing's registering. And the woman called us again, colored girls. And my friend, the one that set up the whole appointment, she was like, "Oh, I'll give it a try. We'll see if it works on me." Because she was like, "I'm not really fully black, so it'll probably work on me." And then she, did the regular thing that most black girls do, go around the list of things that family members have told you you're mixed with that you probably aren't mixed with. Because we all do that as black people because we're basically ashamed of being fully black. So she's like, "It'll probably work on me because I'm Creole and I'm Irish and I'm Native American and da 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 da." I'm still like, "She just called you colored." Like, don't make this worse by trying to say it'll work on me because I'm mixed with other things. She called you colored. And at that point, I was just basically like, I'm not buying anything from her. I thought about maybe buying the wraps. I thought about buying the vegetable pills. But as soon as she called me colored, I was like, and I can understand if she was an older woman. That was the other thing that just totally just caught me off guard. And rehashing this is making me angry again. Because it just totally caught me off guard because she was not that much older than me. I could tell by looking at her, she was at least in her 40s. So where did she learn to call African Americans colored? Where? I was just like, oh my gosh, this woman just called me colored. What else is she calling me in her head? What is she thinking about the neighborhood we're in? Like, not to be a little classist and egregious, but my friend's neighborhood, I remember being scared traveling there, even though it was like not far from my parents' house. I remember pulling up to her street and like, click. But seriously, I was thinking this woman probably thinks we some crack hoes or something. She's probably got all these stereotypical things going on in her head right now. Because why did her brain immediately go to colored? Even if she was taught to call African Americans colored, she also probably was taught not to say that in our company. Because most people are taught, if they are racist or raised in a racist environment, they are taught to hide it when they're out in the world. Just hide it a little bit. But she let that slip out, which made me think, what is going on in your head right now? What are you calling me? What are you thinking about me? You don't know anything about me, but I have a feeling now, because you just called me colored, that you're making up stuff in your head about me. Like, already have, like, this is me talking to her. Like, you already have preconceived notions of me because I'm black. How dare you call me colored? I know black people used to be called colored. African Americans and were called colored back in the day. I've looked at my mother's birth certificate and it has colored baby girl on it. My father's birth certificate says the same. But it doesn't say that stuff anymore. We're not colored. And it was just so crazy that at that day and age, 4 years ago, I was being called colored. And my friends just was completely just like, they just really, I don't know. I feel like if I was around a different group, like I have other friends that are like more like me, I feel like we would all just like drug this woman up and down the street and told her, "Okay, it's time for you to go, bye-bye." You know, but they were, not, they were completely oblivious to the fact that that was a bad thing, I guess. Or I don't know. I'm actually not going to put words in my friends' mouths because, maybe they saw it too and they thought it was bad. Maybe the one friend was trying to make the best out of a bad situation by saying, "Oh, I mix with a lot of things," because she could feel the tension building. Because I was just like, what did she just call me? Maybe she could feel the tension building, so she was like, "Oh, I mixed with a whole bunch of things, so this will work on me, all happy and joyous like." And I'm like, "No, don't talk to her. Tell her, okay, well, thank you, that's enough, bye." That's basically how I would have handled it. But maybe she was just like, "Well, this woman is here now, and we've paid her money to do these things, so to make it less tension filled, because maybe she just completely doesn't know. She just is a ditz. Maybe she just doesn't know." Maybe she was just trying to make it better. Maybe my other friend, maybe it just completely flew over her head and she wasn't thinking anything of it. I don't know. I really don't know what was going on in my friend's head. But I do remember she had, the woman who called us color, she had an assistant and she was of Latin descent. And I made eye contact with her, and I could see it in that woman's eyes that she knew that she had screwed up. As soon as she said colored, I looked at one friend, other friend, looked at that woman who was her assistant, and she was just looking like, oh, girl. And I was like, girl. So we were the only two people in the room that was like, girl, girl. Yeah. And girl is a white racist word. But yeah, that was the story of when I was called colored. I feel like I should have did more. I feel like I should have maybe straightened her out some type of way. Maybe she was a ditz and completely oblivious. Maybe she had been around a lot of like older family members that had taught her wrong and she just didn't know that was a bad thing to say. But I was just so shocked that you don't know that's a bad thing to say in this day and age. Like, really? Really? So maybe I could have just schooled her in a nice way without being confrontational and yelling. But I couldn't, in that situation, I didn't know what to do. I felt like I had no backup from my friends. I felt like I couldn't yell at her or get mad at her because then I'm the angry black woman again. I don't want to end up being the angry black woman in the situation. And my friends probably would have been like, oh, you overreacted. You know, and I didn't want to seem crazy because of that. But I felt like something needed to be said. And at that moment, I was just not ready for that. I thought, I'm hanging out with my friends. We're going to get some wraps to lose weight. And we're going to watch TV, watch movies, have a girls' night, sip some wine, you know, stuff like that. And I was totally, my complete guard was totally down. And I was called colored. And I was like, and that just ruined the rest of the night for me. And also, I didn't lose weight. Technically I lost weight. Like, I took the wrap off and I hadn't lost weight. The next morning when I woke up, I lost 10 pounds. And then I went to my parents' house and ate. And then I weighed myself at my parents' house and the 10 pounds were back. I don't know what that was. So, have you ever been called colored? I've been called colored now. I've been called the N-word. I've been called every ethnic, not every ethnic slur, but just about all the ethnic slurs you can call an African American. And yeah, but still, like, how do you handle that? How do you handle that without becoming the angry black woman and going off yelling and rolling your neck and doing all this? You know, nobody wants to be that chick. And all that stuff. I wanted to handle it in a more proper way, a more intelligent way, maybe to, you know, educate. How would you educate if someone called you colored or called you the N-word and didn't know it was wrong? So just let me know what you think. And yeah.